My God.
What up, everybody? Welcome into the Gridiron Grind Live Dallas Cowboys postgame show. Creta and Jimmy. Jimmy, Super Bowl?
Duh.
Dude,
Duh.
40-0.
99-2000 Baltimore Ravens. 2001-2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2023-2024 Dallas Cowboys.
Defense.
Elite defenses carrying their team to the Super Bowl.
I mean, it was dominant. It was dominant.
Trey, and I think they have a pretty decent offensive line. Now, I think Daniel Jones, I don't think it matters how good your weapons are. The guy throwing you the ball has got to be good, and he is awful. Dude, we were getting to him. I mean, he was not comfortable all day. That reminded me of that Redskins game last year when we almost made Taylor Heineke give up football.
With the right tackle Neal, I think he was considering a different career.
He's going to go do computer science.
He could not handle it. Get the chat rolling in. We got a couple of chats here, but at one point we had more sacks on Daniel Jones than he had completions.
Yeah.
I mean, the defensive line and the special team, we created 3 turnovers tonight. If our defense plays like that every week, we don't need Dak. I mean, we talked about Dak playing within the system and it being more friendly, shorter passes. I mean, that was complimentary football tonight. We didn't need much out of him. We scored 40 points, but we scored the defense and special teams scored 13 before you could blink.
Well, and that's why those two other teams, the Ravens and the Buccaneers, the Ravens with Trent Dilfer and the Buccaneers with Brad Johnson, they didn't need those guys to be elite. Basically, the defense said, "Hey, you don't turn the ball over. We're gonna do our part. Put 17 on the board. And we can do it." And that now in today's NFL, you need way more than that. But with our defense playing, if they can play like that consistently, I mean,
and it's of course, Micah Parsons gets the headlines, but it's the depth, the amount of pass rushers. I mean, Igizua had 2 today. You got Fowler, Dexter Lawrence, Dorian Armstrong, Sam Williams, and then you got Micah Parsons. Somebody's getting a one-on-one. You can't block all those guys. I mean, that was an elite defensive performance. 40-0, right out the gate.
40-0 out of the gate in the rain. Like you said, Dak was sort of underwhelming, but again, he didn't need to be. I would have liked to have seen more. I would have loved to have seen. We might have scored 80 if the offense was clicking like the defense.
I mean, we just didn't need a lot out of the offense. One of our buddies texted us, Dak still needs to improve. I mean, it wasn't great, but you didn't need him to be great. You just need to play complimentary football, take care of it, not turn it over. I mean, Dak was 13 of 24, 143 yards. But the big number for me, no sacks, no interceptions. The Cowboys didn't turn over the ball. We ran it for 122. I mean, I'll take that all day long. The Giants ran it 28 times for 108, but our defense, Daniel Jones was 15 of 28, so that's just over 50% for 104 yards.
7 sacks
for 47 yards. Unbelievable how good the defense was. Get the chats rolling in. We'll get to the questions. We'll only do this 5-10 minutes after every game. Not a lot to say. I mean, game 1 in the books. To me, that was the most dominant performance I saw from a team today.
I agree. It was. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. I just thought, okay, because the Giants, I thought were better than this. I mean,
they were a playoff team last year, and they won a playoff game last year.
They beat the Vikings. Of course, we know about the Vikings, but I'm going. I really thought the Giants were better than this, and apparently not. Apparently not. Cowboys defense, elite. We knew that.
Elite.
That was one of the things. Could this defense be as good as it was last year? Yeah, I think it can. And getting Stephon Gilmore, and then getting old boy from the Dolphins. I'm not going to try to say his name because I'll butcher it. Guy that played at Auburn. Great additions. I think great additions to the secondary. And
here's the sack numbers. Osa Odigizua, he had 2 sacks. Dorian Armstrong had 2 sacks. Parsons got 1. Chauncey Golson got 1. And DeMarcus Lawrence had 1. I I mean, you're getting 7 sacks spread out like that.
Mm-hmm.
The defense can bring it. Like you talked about those teams that won a Super Bowl, and our quarterback play is better than all those teams you mentioned. So,
and let's not forget Golston would have had 2, but the penalty on the 1. So
it's true.
He said, okay, I guess I'll just go get it.
I couldn't imagine. I was a little worried about this game. I'm not going to lie, just because everything you heard was how dominant the Cowboys have been against the Giants. And I just thought this might be a game that sneaks up on us. But, I mean, that game was over before it started. It was what a performance by the Cowboys, especially the defense. Let's get to some of the questions in the chat. We got Ken Elkine. He's up in Eagles country. They were lucky to escape with a victory today. If the Patriots receivers learn how to get 2 feet in bounds, they might already have a loss. Ken says, great start. Would have hoped their tight ends will improve as the year goes on. We did have some drops.
Yes, that's about
from
the
tight
negative.
ends.
I liked Magic Mike's play calling there, but a negative, which had been a positive for us for several years, was the tight end position, man. Golly. I mean, Hendershot, alligator arms, the 1. That was a touchdown. Ferguson's dropping easy balls. I'm just going, man, that was probably a dark spot on the game, was our tight end play. And like I said, it's usually one of our best positions. So
yeah, that
needs to improve.
Got to replacing Dalton Schultz. So yeah, I will say, tight ends need to get a little bit better, but I mean, they throw the ball to the tight ends a lot. So you're right. We got to improve there. The under hit, I did take in the Gridiron Grind, I took the under 46.5. So I'm 2-0 on unders. And again, I took the Patriots +4. I lost that one by 1 point. So Gridiron Grind bets, I'm 2-1. That under hit, it was a little shaky. I was a little worried. I wasn't counting on 13 points from the defense and special teams, but the Cowboys defense was so tough. The Giants had no chance of scoring. And so the under 46.5, that hit. Conditions stunk, and we played errorless football. That's a plus for Larry. I agree. I mean, again, some people are talking about Dak, but I think the fact that we didn't turn the ball over, we played complimentary football, complementing the defense and the special teams, and we didn't put anybody in the hole. And we this game was over. I mean, halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah, they ran the football, so I didn't get to watch the first quarter. But from what I could tell, they were moving the football a little bit. I think Jones was running. Barkley was good. And then the defense said, all right, enough. And then it was essentially over after that. So I love the depth on our defensive line. I love what our secondary is doing. And as we know, front 7 makes the back 4 exponentially better. And when you can get pressure like that, consistent pressure, you're going, especially against bad quarterbacks, but quarterbacks in general, you're going to get some mistakes. And we have a defensive secondary that can capitalize on them. Great job by the defense. Great job by the Cowboys today.
Just phenomenal. Gabe Terrell asks, when did you shoot the turkey? I shot that turkey in November, I think 21. November 21.
There's a plaque on
yeah, that's right. That's right. November 21 is when I shot that turkey. Mm-hmm. I was walking to my deer blind in the afternoon, and I stumbled into about a group of 10, 15 turkeys, and just kind of got lucky. Right place, right time, right spot. So got me so 2021. Let's see what else we got here. My brother Madison commenting, is this the best weekend of my life? It's pretty hard to top last night, the Horns going into Tuscaloosa and getting the win against Alabama. That's what I like to call a complete weekend. Mm-hmm. Horns get the win for me. Cowboys get the win, and the Razorbacks got the win yesterday. That's a trifecta. So
we beat the Alabama of Ohio.
It's true.
Kent State.
Both of us got wins over Alabama over the week. So yeah, it could be. It's pretty close to the perfect weekend because having a just an easy game like that, 40-0, which is never in doubt, nothing better than that. Let's see. We'll get a few more comments. Grayson Riddles, I mean, not a lot talked about here, but see you later, Kellen Moore. Never needed you. Great point. Mike McCarthy did not look rusty at all, calling plays.
No, and I liked it. And, it may be something, if our defense can maintain now, tonight's game was exceptional, right? And if you're a Rangers fan, you, of course, know that what starts up here doesn't always stay up here, right? So it's not conceivable that they're going to maintain this level of play. But let's say they dip just a little bit with the offense. We may not need Dak to be what he's been in the past if that defense can maintain that level of play. So it may be something where every week we just kind of go, yeah, Dak just wasn't impressive, but we won 40 to 3.
Exactly.
40 to 27. I mean, if we're winning games by 3 scores, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, just you're playing complementary football, and that's what Dak needs to do. Look what Romo, I think it was 2014, when we finally had a running game with DeMarco Murray, and he didn't have all the pressure to try to go win games by throwing for 400 yards every year. We finally got a good O-line in the running game. It's just playing complementary football, and with this defense, just don't turn the ball over and put your defense in a backed up situation where they're going to give up points. And I mean, you can win a Super Bowl with this. Well, we'll get to the last 2 questions. Speaking of Super Bowl, do y'all think this is a Super Bowl winning team? I know it's week 1, but from what I saw, this is the best team I watched today. Disappointed in Joe Burrow and the Bengals. So twofold. 1, yeah, absolutely this team can win a Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? That defense carries no matter where you play. Yeah, and as we said on the show, there's 3 teams in the NFC, and nothing today happened that changed my mind. You got the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the 49ers. One of those teams are going to play in the Super Bowl. And the Cowboys, I think, looked the most impressive out of the 3, with the 49ers second. They took care of business against the Steelers. And the Eagles struggled on the road, but Belichick probably had a good game plan for them for a while. So,
and Dallas Goedert 1 target, and that's not going to be normal. I mean, it's week 1 the NFL, so he's like the Chiefs lose. Okay, well, you don't expect that. We did expect the under, got that. We did expect the under in the Browns-Bengals game, got that.
Our bets on the ground this week. We're on fire. Yeah. NFL bets.
One thing I'd like to note about the Cowboys, go back to the Cowboys game, is Chuma Edogba. I don't know how to. Again, I'm sorry, I'm butchering his name. Number 71 filled in at left guard for Tyler Smith. I thought played fantastic football. Which, if you're a Cowboys fan, having another guy that you can plug in on the offensive line that plays well is huge, because 1, Tyler Smith, who was out tonight, it makes him more versatile because he can play guard or tackle. 2, we know with Tyron Smith, he came off a couple times tonight, tweak, came back in, but that if he goes down, we can move Tyler Smith out there, and we can bring I'm gonna call him Chuma because I can't again pronounce the last name. We can put Chuma at left guard and seemingly not miss a beat. So I was excited to see great
offensive line was we hardly ever got pressure. I think Dak was hit once, maybe twice tonight. Grade Mike McCarthy's play calling. I mean, it's an easy grade because he was never really in a situation where we really had to press the issue, because we get the special teams touchdown right off the bat. Then the scripted plays, we go down and get a field goal, and then we get a defensive touchdown. And we're up 16-0, and he was never put in a situation. I mean, it was a very carefree, it was a very simple game to call.
They just showed the block kick, and Graham Gano thought he had a chance, and then he just gets upended. Golly.
So it's hard to grade Mike McCarthy's play call because he didn't have any pressure on him tonight whatsoever. So.
Yeah, there was a decision. It's not like we won this 40-37 and he had to get us down there to kick a field goal. It was, okay, we can just kind of run.
Yeah.
Kind of whatever we want.
A little disappointed in the kicking. We missed the first extra point of the season. And that he didn't kick with confidence to me. He had a couple easy field goals and he made the rest of his extra points, but I don't know about that guy. If the game's going on the line, he's going to be able to.
Well, you can only go up from there, which I like. Go ahead and get the miss out of the way, and then it's nothing but up from there.
Yeah. We're talking about the Eagles and look great. Said weather's horrible in New England. It was horrible in New York, and the Cowboys dominated. So, and they dominated a playoff team from last year. The Eagles struggled with the team that didn't make the playoffs. So, say what you want, weather, this and that. Cowboys put a whole game in the rain and dominated. So, I just said I wasn't impressed with the Eagles today, but they're one of the top 3 teams in the NFC. Went to the Super Bowl last year, but I don't know, that Cowboys, that was pretty dominant. Last one we're going to get to a couple questions rolling in about the Jets next week, and then of course Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Aaron Rodgers has ever lost at AT&T Stadium. So that's going to be a test. We'll see what their offensive line.
Didn't he win the Super Bowl the first year it was open?
2010, he won it was second year. Yeah, it opened in 2009. He won the Super Bowl in 10.
That was
And then he's beat the Cowboys every time. It's a 16 playoff game. I'll never forget. That was one of the best throws I've ever seen when he's rolling left. After Heath sacks him, and then they take a quick timeout, and then he rolls left and hits that tight end Cook down the sideline. I mean, what a throw. And then Crosby kicks the 52-yarder to beat us. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to watch the Jets play Monday night. So the good thing, Jets are coming off a short week. A division game for them that the Bills are a good team. So, I don't know what the line is, but I would imagine the Cowboys are probably going to be favored by 3 points if I had to guess. And I'm going to be watching that offensive line for the Jets tomorrow night. If you watched Hard Knocks, they struggled a little bit. And so I'm going to keep my eye on that, because if there's a weakness in that offensive line, I guarantee you Cowboys and Dan Quinn, they will expose them next week. I think it's a 3:25 game, Cowboys Jets.
Yes.
So I feel confident about it. I don't know how you can't with that defensive performance. So we'll see. We'll watch the Jets Monday night. Man, I'd love to beat Aaron Rodgers, though.
I tell you, the Jets defense, of course, we'll get into it this week on the Gridiron Grind. The Jets defense is going to be pretty formidable, too. So I would have liked to have seen a whole lot more out of Dak tonight, but maybe it's kind of like your horns. Maybe just not too much the first game, and the second game he's just going to come out and look unreal.
Maybe so. I mean, again, stress-free, that helps. So we're able to get the guys out early. I think it'll help. Their bodies will be fresh. We shouldn't have any injuries. I feel good about us next week. I know it's Aaron Rodgers, and we all have kind of battered fan syndrome seeing Rodgers get to us. Throughout his career, like I said, I think he's undefeated at AT&T Stadium. But I'm excited for that one, and we'll see it next week. Here's what we got, Gridiron Grind. Check us out, gridirongrindsports.com. I'm about to post my blog for my weekend thoughts, college football, NFL. You can that'll post 7 a.m. Central tomorrow morning. Drink your coffee. I have a little recap on that. Then we got the college football podcast will come out Wednesday. And then our Cowboys and NFL podcast will dive more into the Jets game. That'll come out on Thursday. Also, Jimmy's Big Three will be posted. I believe you post that on Wednesdays. Wednesdays. So a lot going on. GridironGrindSports.com. Get over there. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, YouTube, and our website. Don't want to miss anything. So this should be saved and uploaded to our YouTube channel for everybody that couldn't watch live. So appreciate everybody tuning in and asking the questions. And what a dominant open performance for the Dallas Cowboys, 40-0 over the New York Football Giants.
Blanked them.
Oh, and also me and Jimmy we talked about this the opening episode. We got a Cowboys over 3.5 divisional wins. We're already 1-0. So we got to get 3 more wins to cash that bet. So appreciate everybody for joining us. Check out GridironGrindSports.com. Stay up to date. We'll get everything to you this week. You guys have a great week. On to the Jets.
Go Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys?